Hey guys, welcome to Chaos Unfiltered. I'm your host Abby, and today we're going to be talking about not settling. Don't settle. Whatever you want to call it, right? And this means so much more than just like in a relationship. Just overall in your fucking life, do not fucking settle, okay? Point blank, period. It's as easy as that. I say it's as easy as that, but I'm making a podcast about it, so obviously I have a lot more to talk about than just getting on here and being like, don't fucking settle. Okay, bye. No, obviously that's not the end of it. So let's dive into it, right? Like, I think we've all been in situations and places in our lives where we've settled. Settled in a relationship, settled on a job, settled on a place to live. We've all settled. We've all been there. And I think it's especially important for relationships, but overall, not settling is so important in getting out of your comfort zone, right? I say that a ton. I say, like, your comfort zone kills you, and I mean that. And I mean, fucking settling kills you. Settling down is great, but settling and lowering your standards is not okay. Okay, those are two different things. Saying you want to settle down, be with someone, great. That's great. That's you growing, all of that. But you saying, well, I'm settling down with this person and I'm settling for this person, no, that's not okay. Obviously, sometimes in life, like, you do have to settle, right? Like, you have to settle on this apartment because you need a place to live in 2 weeks. So, you know what? You're out of fucking time. You have to settle on this being your first home, but it's not your forever home. That's okay. Like, there are things you are going to settle on. You're settling on this job because you need a job right now, but you're not settling to be at this job forever. You are going to keep looking. Hopefully. That's the point of not settling, right? Like, you're not going to stay at that job forever if that's not the job you want. Like, do not settle. Okay, I'm going to keep saying that. Just helpful reminders throughout this whole podcast. I'm just going to be like, do not fucking settle, okay? So again, do not fucking settle. I think where I have the most experience in is definitely relationships of settling, and not talking shit about any of my exes, anything like that. I mean, my friends probably would, but I'm not going to do that, right? Like, I picked them, and that is okay. But I also think when you look back and you're like, wow, like, why did I put up with that? Why did I settle for that when I know my worth, when I know someone else is going to give me more, right? And I think that's a hard thing because you're like, is there really better out there? Bitch, let me tell you something. There's better out there. It's going to take time. Nothing that was easy, that was handed to you, was the best thing ever, right? The things that were hard you had to work for, that took fucking time, those were the things that were fucking worth it. So think about that when you're getting into a relationship, when you're getting a job, stuff like that. If it's coming easy and it was quick, it's probably not worth it in the fucking long run, okay? And that's just how I feel. You know, you could tell me, I met the love of my life, it was so easy, it was so great, he did everything, all that, which is great, right? But I think that's a rare, and I think those things don't come easy, and I don't think that you probably also thought into it, right? Like, you probably went through a lot before you got to that point. You're seeing it as easy because they came out of nowhere, which is great. But there's a lot of work that you put into it to get to that place, right? Like, knowing your standards, setting those standards, shit like that, going through bad fucking breakups, going through fucking traumatic fucking relationships, shit like that. That all led up, all that hard fucking work led up to meeting that one, meeting your person, all of that shit. So it might feel like it's easy because they came out of nowhere, stuff like that. But if you really sit back and you look at it, that wasn't easy. So when I say don't fucking settle, like, what does that mean, right? Like, it's 3 simple words, don't fucking settle. But that can mean a lot. And I think how you think about it is up to you. What I think is settling is not going to be the same that you think is settling, right? Like, I might think settling means getting a 2-bedroom house, and you think settling is getting a 1-bedroom house. You know, like, shit like that. And yes, I'm just referring to houses because we're not going to talk about guys the whole time. But I think also settling is a very easy thing to do, right? Especially when you want to be happy, you want to feel like you're growing, so you settle to get to those bigger accomplishments, right? I am going to talk about relationships here. So you settle down with a significant other, you get engaged, all of this, but in the back of your head, you're like, this isn't my person. Like, is this really what's best for me? And if you're having those thoughts, let me be the first one to tell you that if you are having those thoughts and you're having them really early, take that as a sign, right? I'm really bad at taking those as signs too, and I'm like seeing the best in people, all of that, and benefit of the doubt. I've said that time and time again. Take those as signs, right? And don't waste more time than you need to. I think that's one thing I'm definitely taking into when I finally start dating, talking to guys again. I don't fucking know, okay? I'm not there yet, right? I think it's just important to, hey, if you're seeing that like red little blinker going off, you know, those sirens in your head, listen to them for once, you know. Maybe this time don't be like, it's okay, I'm gonna give it a few. No. Run for the fucking wind, okay? And that goes for males and females, because I know there are some crazy ass men and there are some crazy ass women out there, so run. I might be one of them, you know? I don't know. Anyways, I just feel like I got off a little tangent right there, right? So, not settling in a relationship. You meet a person, you're like, okay, this one's okay, right? Like, in lack of better words, this one's aight. I could live with this man for the rest of my life. But if you're looking at it that way, you're settling, right? Or you're like, man, I really wish, like, he did this, he did that, or she did this, she did that. And you're like, oh, it's okay, like, it's settling. There is someone out there that is going to meet all of your expectations, right? Like, I've been thinking about it a lot recently, like, what I want out of my next relationship, or, like, what are my non-negotiables, right? I think that's very important to think into when getting into a relationship, stuff like that, is these are my non-negotiables. I'm going to figure this out about this person. I'm not going to go in like a fucking drill sergeant and just drill them with the fucking questions, but I'm going to figure it out. And if they aren't meeting my non-negotiables, I'm getting the fuck out. If they're in a stage where, like, one of your non-negotiables is like, well, I'm not really that sure, like, okay, that's okay. I think giving them the benefit of the doubt there is okay, giving it some time. But remember to circle back, right? Like, don't let that keep being in the back of your head and you're not doing anything about it. Circle back in like a month or two. But that's the thing with settling, all of that, is that you get comfortable. It's your comfort zone, right? Like, a lot of people settle because it's where they're comfortable. And you might not think you deserve a better person. You might think you're not worthy of that person. Or they're out of your league. Shit like that, right? And people are probably thinking that about you. And I just want everybody to have that mindset, right? Like, someone is probably thinking that about you, that you're out of their league. And that's why they're not approaching you. But you're thinking that they're out of your league, right? Like, I don't know. I am a very confident person, so that's how I think, and I know confidence is very hard for people to build, and it wasn't easy for me to build for a while. Like, I did lack confidence a lot. I let men tell me all of these negatives about me, and that impacted my mental state. And getting yourself out of that and getting into where you don't care about how other people look at you and perceive you is very important. Obviously, it is important how people look at you. Like, you can't be a raging fucking bitch all the time, because that's not going to get you a job. That's not going to make you friends. But don't let other people's opinions impact you so much that it hurts how you feel about yourself. It is so important to feel good, confident in yourself. And I want everyone to believe that you can achieve great things as long as you set your mind to it. And that's where the don't fucking settle comes in. You lack confidence. And I mean, if you think I'm targeting you, I'm not. But if the shoe fits, I'm sorry. But you lack confidence, and so you think you only deserve this low-level entry job, right? That's not true. You can work yourself up to get to a place where you deserve a higher ranking job, shit like that, right? Like, I'm not in the position I'm in because I sat there and didn't work for it. I worked for it. I didn't settle because I knew my potential and I wanted to reach that potential, even if you don't think you have that potential. Because trust me, especially in like the work area, like work field, that's not the right word, but whatever, you know, I have lacked confidence before. I had struggled with that because I just feel like everyone is more experienced and deserve the job more than me. They have more experience, so they should get the job, stuff like that. And I feel like I have to be overqualified to apply, which is a statistic with like females and stuff like that. Like men will apply for jobs that they might not be qualified for. Women feel like they have to be overqualified to apply for that job, right? And that's something I am trying to get out of my head with. Like, and that's hard. That is hard to be confident that you can do a job. And that's something I've been talking to myself a lot with recently, is just like, you don't know that you can't do it unless you try. And there's no harm in applying and being told no. Because the only thing that did was teach you what you need to do. Hopefully. Hopefully they maybe get back to you and you're like, okay, what are some things I can work on, right? Hey, these were why we didn't give you the job. Okay, those are the skills that I'm going to work on so I can get this position, so I can get a position like this in the future, right? And I mean, if anything, that just gives you experience with interviewing, because interviewing, at least for me, is fucking scary as shit. So, hey, another interview is great. When I got my master's degree and all of that, I had to go through so many interviews to find a job. And at some point, I just got super fucking comfortable. I remember when I first, like, started applying, they were asking me questions, and I was like, I was just bullshitting my way through these. I didn't know. I was like, I was ill prepared. But after you go through so many, the questions kind of get similar. You know what to look for, and you get more confident in your answers, and that is what is important. And again, did I get a job offer from every place I applied to? No. I didn't let that dull me. I kept pushing forward. I knew my worth. I knew that I shouldn't settle. I got a job offer. I ended up not accepting it. And looking back, especially with this podcast right now, like, I was settling. I was like, I want a job. I want out of my current job because I am worth more than what I was getting paid at that current moment. And so I was settling for a job at a company that I didn't even really want to work for, but they offered me a job first, so I was going to take it. And I shouldn't fucking do that. And I'm so grateful I didn't do that, right? But I did accept it, and then I withdrew my acceptance. And I'm so happy I did that. But I almost settled, right? And if I settled, who knows the place I would be in right now? I probably wouldn't be as happy. I probably wouldn't have some of the friendships I do have. I honestly probably wouldn't even have, like, met my ex and all of that shit, right? Like, not that that really fucking matters, like, but still, everything in life impacts that. So, I don't know, it's just so important, and I didn't settle, and I'm so happy for that, and I just want everybody else to also realize that, like, don't fucking settle. And again, this is super important in relationships. I kind of got off tangent with work and shit like that, but not settling in relationships is huge. I feel like a lot of people settle in relationships. When I talk to, like, past friends and shit like that, or, you know, the people they've been in a relationship with, they're just like, well, they're comfortable. They do this, they do that. And I'm like, you are settling for this. You're accepting this behavior that is, honestly, you shouldn't be fucking accepting because you're comfortable. Because it's your comfort zone. Get the fuck out. It's not easy to do hard things, but it is fucking worth it. And I feel that so much. I know if I would have settled 4 years ago, God, my life would be so fucking different. And I don't think it would be different in a good fucking way, I'm going to be honest. And I feel like all my friends, all my family would fucking agree with that. I probably wouldn't even have the job I fucking have. I wouldn't be going to the gym like I have. Like, I would have settled so hard. And honestly, I probably would have been going through a divorce, honestly, at this fucking rate. But I'm so happy that I finally got out of my head and I told myself I am worth more than this. And I didn't fucking settle. And I think that's something that, like, looking at in a relationship, right? Like, how many negatives do you have? Is it fucking worth it? No. Okay. Am I settling? Like, if you look at part of your life and you think and you're like, am I settling? And you're like, yeah. Get out. That is your answer right there. If you can sit back, think about something, go, am I settling? And your answer is yes. Leave. Now, if it is your job, maybe find a new job first because, you got to pay your bills. But don't settle. Don't expect that. You are worth more. In a relationship, in your job, with how people fucking treat you, speak up. Say that shit. And it might not be leaving, right? Like, in a relationship, anything like that, speak up and tell them how you're feeling. And that might be fixable, right? Because I don't think everything is jump the gun and leave. Like, I'm not telling you to leave a 3-year-long relationship. But maybe we need to sit down and talk about some things that we're accepting that we shouldn't be fucking accepting. And see if they're willing to change their behavior. What I am saying, though, is if you feel like you're settling and it's only been a month or two, it's probably a good idea to leave. But again, that's my opinion. You listen to you. But if anything, you need to sit down and have those conversations. Those tough fucking conversations. And be like, this is what I need from you. Are you willing to give it to me or not? And if they're not, okay, there's the door, right? Like, that fucking easy. Maybe not that easy. Like, it is hard. Like, trust me, I've lived with an ex. Kicking my ex out, breaking up with my ex during that time was hard. Like, I remember texting my roommate and was like, hey, rent's going up. And it was fine because we had planned to just be us anyways. But was it nice that we had another person paying rent? Hell fucking yeah. We were fresh out of college, not making fucking jack shit. I think I was working third shift still. Like, it wasn't fucking easy. But like I said, nothing comes easy if it's worth it. If it's easy, I'm settling. And say it with me. Don't fucking settle. Just, honestly, this is the takeaway from this podcast, right? Don't fucking settle, obviously. Know your worth, know your value in all aspects of your life. Know your non-negotiables in relationships, in work, with how you see yourself living, all of that shit. In all aspects of your life. What are your non-negotiables? Figure those out. And don't waver on those. As long as they're reasonable, right? Like, if you're like, oh, well, my non-negotiable is I want a 6-bedroom house in the Hamptons, something fucking crazy, right? On the beach. Now, that is achievable for some people. Don't get me wrong. But also, make sure it's achievable for your life and what you're doing with your life. But if they are achievable, if your non-negotiables they make sense, right? Don't waver on those. Don't fucking settle. Don't pick the girl or guy because they are the first person to fucking show interest in you. Or they actually show interest in you. Just because they're the first one doesn't mean they're the right one. Don't pick the guy or the girl that comes out of nowhere and you're like, oh, this is a sign. It's not a fucking sign. They're probably just fucking horny, okay? Like, I don't know what to tell you. And look, some of you can probably be listening to this and be like, oh, you're wrong, right? Whatever. And that's okay. Like, I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm not asking you to listen and take everything I say to heart. But I'm going to give you my opinion because that's literally what I do. It's my podcast. Like, I don't, But regardless, guys, life is hard. Everyone's living life for the first time, too. And you only have one life, right? At least, if that's how you feel. So don't settle on this life. Achieve the things you want. Don't choose the one because they're easy. You have your whole life ahead of you. Do the hard things. Don't fucking settle for a 9-to-5 job when you can't fucking travel. That gives you no fucking PTO or some shit, right? Like, If you want to go travel, figure out how to do that. Because things can be achievable. Now, in a relationship, don't always see the potential in people. I know I've said that before. See them for face value, too. But in yourself, you can believe in yourself. You can believe in other people, too, right? But I also know believing in other people ends up biting you in the fucking ass in the long run. So, guys, if you learned anything from this podcast, right? Don't fucking settle. You can do great things. You will do great things. And life fucking sucks sometimes, you know? And nothing comes easy if it's worth it. And that is so important. So, thanks so much for listening to this podcast. Hope you tune into the next one. Bye, guys.